Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're unmasking a totally new breed of digital Trojan that is hiding right in plain sight. We aren't talking about those super obvious clunky spam links anymore. We're talking about beautifully designed, incredibly useful-looking AI apps that are literally built to trick even the most experienced, tech-savvy users among us.
Just picture this scenario for a second. You download this super sleek new AI assistant, right? It promises to make your workflow an absolute breeze. Maybe it edits photos to absolute perfection or whips up professional emails in seconds. So you install it. The interface looks totally fantastic. But hidden right behind that futuristic branding, it is quietly vacuuming up your personal information. And in the worst-case scenarios, it's straight up siphoning your highly sensitive financial details.
So you're probably sitting there wondering, could an app like this actually be on my phone right now? Well, cybersecurity experts are warning us that this is not some distant sci-fi threat. It is happening today. Fake AI apps are rapidly becoming one of the absolute fastest-growing online threats out there. And honestly, the scariest part? Most victims never even realized they installed malware in the first place.
Let's get right into Section 1, weaponizing our trust and exactly why we fall for fake AI.
Think about it. Right now, literally millions of us are rushing to download the latest AI tools. We want them for productivity, studying, investing, entertainment, you name it. We all kind of have that FOMO, right? We want to try the newest thing before everybody else does. And scammers? They understand this psychology perfectly. Because these new apps look so modern and polished, and because AI inherently feels like this super helpful, trustworthy assistant, we just automatically drop our guard. It's wild when you compare it to the past. Past online scams were usually a breeze to spot. You know the ones, poorly made, absolutely loaded with typos, just obviously spam. But today's fake apps, they actually use AI themselves to generate highly convincing, polished, professional software that perfectly mimics legitimate brands. The barrier to creating something that looks 100% real has basically dropped to zero. And honestly, you kind of have to be impressed, in a dark way, by the sheer scale and audacity of the automation going on here. Scammers have built an incredibly powerful toolkit. They're using generative AI to instantly churn out fake logos, craft thousands of super believable fake reviews, and artificially inflate download numbers. They're cloning entire legitimate websites and even generating totally fake tutorial videos to blast all over your social media feeds. Some are even running customer support chats powered by human-sounding bots. It just creates this completely frictionless, absolutely flawless illusion.
Which brings us to Section 2, Anatomy of an AI Scam, and how the trap actually closes.
The life cycle of this kind of scam is incredibly smooth. It usually starts when you click an ad promising some amazing premium AI features totally for free, like, say, generating hyper-realistic videos. So you download the app. At first glance, everything looks completely normal, but the trap actually springs shut right during the setup phase when you're prompted to grant permissions. The second you click Allow, the silent data theft begins. Seriously, stop and look closely at the sheer absurdity of this trap. During that setup phase, the app is asking for permissions that absolutely, fundamentally do not make any sense. I mean, why on earth would an AI photo editor need access to your text messages or your contacts list? Why would a resume writing app need accessibility permissions or screen recording capabilities? It's crazy. But because we are in such a rush to use this shiny new tool, we usually just blindly click Allow without a second thought. And clicking Allow is what kicks off that silent data theft. Now, these apps don't immediately try to drain your bank account. No way. That draws way too much attention, way too fast. Instead, the malware works completely silently in the background, almost like a digital ninja. It takes those totally illogical permissions you just handed over and uses them to capture your login credentials, intercept your two-factor verification codes right out of your incoming texts, and scrape all your saved browser data. To really put this into perspective and show you how easily this happens, let's look at a very real scenario that security firms are warning us about. Just imagine a college student mindlessly scrolling online. They come across a viral ad for an AI professional headshot generator. The ad has thousands of likes, glowing comments. It looks absolutely flawless. So on day one, the student installs the app and signs in using their Google account. The app casually asks for a few extra permissions to, quote-unquote, improve user experience. Doesn't seem too suspicious, so they agree. Well, fast forward to day 4 and bam! Suddenly strange login alerts start popping up out of nowhere, followed by password reset notifications.
By day 5, highly unusual financial transactions begin draining their account, and the entire time, all of this damage was happening completely behind the scenes. So, the absolutely crucial takeaway here is this. Attackers know that banking apps are incredibly well protected today. Hacking a bank directly is incredibly difficult, so they just bypass the bank entirely. They target the weakest point in the security chain, which, unfortunately, is you. By gaining access to your emails, your saved passwords, and your text messages through these fake AI apps, they effectively hand themselves the master keys to your financial accounts. It isn't magic, folks. It's literally just getting the right access.
Now, our goal here isn't to cause paranoia. It's about building awareness. Let's move to Section 3, spotting the warning signs and defending your data.
You've really got to keep an eye out for a few specific red flags. First off, always scrutinize those illogical permission requests. If a simple writing tool wants access to your text messages, deny it immediately. Second, do not trust App Store reviews at face value anymore. Remember, scammers have AI tools too, so those fake reviews often sound overly generic or, weirdly enough, strangely emotional. And finally, always verify that the developer actually has a real, legitimate footprint online before you install an app straight from some random social media ad.
Finally, let's look ahead with Section 4, the friendly future threat and what comes next. We are definitely entering a strange new era. The exact same generative technology that's helping millions of people work faster and smarter is actively being weaponized against us. The most dangerous scams of the future? Well, they aren't going to look like malware at all. They won't look dangerous. They're going to be disguised as highly intelligent, incredibly friendly, and super helpful apps sitting right there on your home screen. And that is exactly what makes them so incredibly difficult to recognize.
Which leaves us with this final, really vital thought to consider the very next time you see a viral ad for some groundbreaking new tool. Before you click download, and definitely before you hit allow on those permissions, ask yourself, would you truly trust an AI app with your personal data? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay vigilant out there, stay curious, and as always, keep learning.